Hey, fantasy football friends, let's talk waiver wire. Question for you guys out there. Do you wake up in the middle of the night when the waiver wire is clearing to see what is cleared and see if you can pick up some extras without using your waiver position? Because I totally don't do that either. Nope, not at all. I do. I do. And my husband thinks I'm crazy, but you know what? I've gotten some great steals like that. So I am not apologetic about it. So I'm hoping it's not just me, but if it is, oh well. You got to do what it takes to win. If you're not, then you're not really trying, right? That's what winners are made of. People who cheat. Nah, that's just the Patriots. Ooh, I'm just kidding. I love the Patriots. Anyway, let's talk about the waiver. Obviously, everybody knows there were a lot of running back injuries this week, which for me, I don't think that's such bad news. I mean, I did lose Doug Martin to the injury, and possibly Dante Moncrief. I don't know where he's at yet. So I did lose them in points this week, which caused me to lose my fantasy game in that particular league. But I look at it as that there's some opportunity now, some opportunity to pick up some of these backups if you are looking for a running back. So obviously there's a lot of backups, so you should be able to secure one of these guys. I really like a J.E. from Miami this week, only because he's going up against Cleveland. I don't love him as a running back, but he is going up against Cleveland, and so anybody that's playing Cleveland, yes, start them. There's Asiata and McKinnon from Minnesota, obviously, with AP going down. Fozzie Whitaker in Carolina, and then, of course, Chris Sims, which is not available in half the leagues out there, but he is still available in some of them from Tampa Bay. Now, let's go on to talk about the wide receivers. Wide receivers this week, you know, it's interesting. I'm really looking at this Jamison Crowder guy from Washington. I probably wouldn't start him this week against the Giants, but I like what's happening over there. He's tied for targets and receptions for the Redskins for leading with Jordan Reed. So that's over Pierre Garçon. That's over Deshaun Jackson. So he has 5 red zone targets, which is second in the league for red zone targets. So if you are looking for a wide receiver in a PPR league, I like him a lot. Maybe just stash him on the bench a little bit for this week against the Giants and then see what happens. Another guy that's going to be picked up a lot is Corey Coleman, because he had 2 touchdowns this week and 104 yards. It's kind of hard to ignore. What is also hard to ignore is the fact that he doesn't have a quarterback throwing to him this week. They're on their 3rd string quarterback. This is the fifth quarterback to start for the Browns in recent weeks. So again, if you want to grab him and stash him, fine, I would do it. It's even kind of a risky play just because they're going up against Miami, but I would grab him and stash him. I would not start him in this week, though, against Miami with an unproven quarterback. That's just scary for me. If you have some other options. If you don't have other options and you need to take a flyer on the guy, go ahead. But if you have some other options, go with it. Another guy I really like this week is Tyrell Williams. Tyrell Williams is doing great, and another great wide receiver option out there for you. Let's talk tight ends before we wrap it up. Tight ends, I really, really like. If you're streaming a tight end this week, I like Tammy versus the Saints. Jacob Tammy, and they're up against the Saints this week. It's for the Atlanta Falcons. Julio Jones is kind of banged up, so I think Matt Ryan's going to be looking for somebody to dump it off to. He has 11 receptions and 126 yards and a touchdown on the season. Not a bad choice for Jacob Tammy against that really bad Saints defense. So those are my choices for the waiver wire. I will definitely not be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning to check and see what's cleared. Yes, I will. I will be. Just ask my husband. I can't help it. I'm kind of a freak when it comes to this fantasy football thing. So until, and in a few days, we'll talk about who to start and who not to start. Until then, be sure to catch me. I am on the Daily Blender with Jeffrey O'Brien all this week from noon to 1 Pacific on team1010.com. You can catch us, the live audio stream there. And so listen and definitely tweet in. There's a phone number there on the website, and you can tweet in and ask some specific starting and sitting questions for fantasy football teams this week. So I hope to see you there. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for Fantasy Girl, because we are talking sits and starts, we are talking waiver wire, and we're talking just general fantasy football fun. So I'll talk to you in just a few days, and hopefully I'll hear from you on the Daily Blender, team1010.com. See ya.